Welcome fellow Whovians to the first episode in a new series where I explain, discuss or just plain ramble about a whole range of topics from the Doctor Who universe. These videos will range from the classic series to the modern series and also cover various subjects from the expanded universe such as the Big Finish audio plays. So whatever kind of Doctor Who fan you are, there'll probably be something here for you. If you like the sound of this, then consider liking the video and subscribing to get notified of when I do more of these. To start us off, we'll be looking at a fairly well-known topic, especially amongst classic era fans like myself, the nuclear war of Skaro that led to the creation of the Daleks. First brought up in the 4th Doctor story Genesis of the Daleks in 1975, the episode takes place in an atomic wasteland on the planet Skaro. The two dominant species of the planet, the Thals and the Kaleds, are fighting for dominion over the whole world. By the time the Doctor, Sarah Jane and Harry arrive, the war has been raging for hundreds of years. As a result of this incredible longevity, both sides have resorted to using more and more primitive weapons and equipment as the more modern stuff just isn't available anymore. For example, a Thal soldier carrying a World War II-like gas mask and a radiation counter simultaneously. Two pieces of equipment from two totally different time periods. Harry even comments at one point that, at this rate, they're going to finish up with bows and arrows.
At this rate, they're going to finish up with bows and arrows.
Rather appropriately summarising the present situation on the planet. The war is said to have lasted for 1,000 years, leading to both sides completely forgetting the reasons for the war by the time the Doctor arrives, but nevertheless the war still goes on. Nuclear weapons have caused multiple genetic mutations for both species, called mutos, who are cast out of the cities to live in the wasteland as impurities to the races. The Kaleds and Thals have had to retreat into huge protective domes that house their cities and underground bunkers due to the sheer amount of radiation on the surface of Skaro. Both sides become ever more desperate to end the war. The Thals plan to launch a rocket filled with chemical bombs to penetrate the Kaled dome, while the Kaled military elite are still working toward their own victory. The scientific elite, led by Davros and his assistant Nida, conduct experiments to find ways for them to survive the nuclear apocalypse facing them. Davros was the head researcher and developer on the Mark III travel machine project, a project dedicated to the creation of a travel machine in which the mutated next stage of the Kaled species will be contained within and be able to control from the inside. The results of these experiments would become the Dalek race. Mutated Kaleds inside Davros' specially made machines resulted in the creation of the infamous Creatures of Hate. The conclusion of the Skaro 1,000 Years War is still not fully known. What happened after the events of Genesis of the Daleks isn't detailed, but around 500 years is said to have taken place between the end of the war and the first Doctor story, the Daleks. In that time, Skaro has become a petrified neutronic wasteland with plant life and other small animals being turned to stone, but buildings, such as the Dalek city, are left completely intact. Close to 5,000 years passes between Genesis of the Daleks and Destiny of the Daleks, where Davros is being recovered by his creation after they left him for dead at the end of Genesis, so he can help them defeat the Mavellans. Presumably the only species still alive on Skaro after the war are the Thals and the Daleks, since no other living creatures are encountered after this time that didn't come from off-world. Various species native to Skaro became extinct by the time of the 1,000 Years War, such as the Dals and the Tharons. Looking at what became of Skaro and its inhabitants, it just serves to show us how monstrous a war like the one seen in Genesis of the Daleks can be. It led to the destruction of all but two species, the desolation of the planet itself, and the creation of the most feared cyborg killers in the whole universe, the Daleks. And that brings to a close the first episode in this series of Doctor Who database videos. I went for quite a well-known topic in the first one just to get us going with these, as the Skaro 1,000 Years War is something very important to the Doctor Who universe. I tried to make this video as correct as possible, but please bear in mind that Doctor Who is so big that it's impossible to get an accurate timeline from anywhere. I had to use a combination of wiki sites and my own knowledge to complete this video, but I'm sure that there's at least something in here that isn't entirely correct. The Dalek timeline itself and Davros' timeline are so convoluted and hard to follow and make sense of, that I had a hard time placing the 1,000 Years War of Skaro into that timeline, and an even harder time trying to place Destiny of the Daleks, and other stories into the picture. I also couldn't find any real evidence to suggest the Thousand Years' War and the Neutronic War weren't the same thing, so I apologise if I got anything relating to that wrong as well, but I did my best. If anything is incorrect in this video, then you might be able to put it down to Doctor Who's seemingly infinite number of alternate and contradicting timelines, but that was everything on the Skaro 1000 Years / Neutronic War that led to the desolation of the planet Skaro and the birth of the Dalek species. Next time I'll present the origins and notable history points of the Cybermen, from the Mondasians, the Cybers Industries variation, to the Series 10 finale Mondasian versions and any other point of the Cybermen's history I feel should be noted. So until then, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can see exactly when I upload again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.